I just want to say before this video that any of the footage you see from the players or the draft is not owned by me. Yo, what's going on, guys? Robbie here. Welcome back to another video. I know I don't usually do videos back to back in one day, and I don't anticipate to do a lot of videos in one day, but I'm doing this because the draft is going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. around my time, 7 p.m. I think, somewhere around there. So I want to get this video kind of out before then, so hopefully I can get it out before then, but you know, who knows. So as we all know that the draft happens every year for the NBA. The top 60 prospects from college ball and international ball get picked, and they're all, well, really good, and so we hope that they can become #1 stars. And so I have a mock draft here for the 2017 mock draft. This is my mock draft, what spots I think players are going to get picked in, and let's go ahead and get started. Before we get started though, we have to talk about the trade that went down. The Philadelphia 76ers traded their #3 pick for this year, a protected 2018 pick from the Lakers. It's 2 through 5 protected, and if that doesn't happen, then they'll give them the 2019 unprotected Kings pick, and they made that trade. So now the Philadelphia 76ers have moved into the #1 slot for the draft this year, and the Celtics moved down to the #3 slot. Thought I should say that and get that out of the way. So for the first pick of the TheMaxmist's mock draft 2017, we have Markelle Fultz from the University of Washington, going #1 overall to the Philadelphia 76ers. He comes in at 6'4", 195 pounds. He's only 19 years old. He averaged about 23 points in college, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and had a 28.3 PER. He is one of the few players in the past decade to average 25 and 5, and he's looking like a really good prospect. He's supposed to be a game-changing prospect like LeBron or Kobe, or one of those prospects that you can't pass up. So let's hope he does turn into that, turns the franchise around. And that big three in Philadelphia is going to look really scary with Markelle, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid. Now on to the #2 pick by the Lakers. We have Lonzo Ball. And I know there was a lot of controversy going around on who was going to get the Lakers pick. At the beginning of the year, it was going to be Lonzo Ball, hands down. But since then, he had a really bad workout. His conditioning was off. And there's been a lot of controversy around who else the Lakers are going to pick. So I believe that they will be taking Lonzo Ball at #2 for the Lakers, since they did just make a trade with the Nets. They traded D'Angelo Russell, Timothy Mozgov to the Nets for Brook Lopez and the 27th overall pick in this year's draft. So I believe that this solidifies the pick for #2 at Lonzo Ball. He's coming in at 6'6", 190, 19 years old. He averaged around 15 points a game at college, 6 rebounds, almost 8 assists, and a 25 PER. One thing to note is that he did lead the nation in assists per game. He's supposed to come in as sort of the prospect like Jason Kidd, Magic Johnson type, where he's, you know, got great court vision, and he's been compared to Magic Johnson because he's bigger than the average size at his position. The average point guard in the NBA is around 6'3", 6'4", and he's a little bit bigger. But the thing is that one concern is his defense and his conditioning. So when he has been in workouts this year for teams, he hasn't been very well conditioned. He's been very tired throughout the workout. That's one. And also another one is his defense. Like, for instance, a lot of people like to bring up the game against De'Aaron Fox that they had in the playoffs this year of the NCAA tournament, where Fox just owned Lonzo, and Lonzo didn't really do anything about it. He got shut down. So that's one of the concerns, but I still believe the Lakers will take him at #2. Coming in at the #3 pick is Josh Jackson from the University of Kansas. He is a small forward coming in at 6'8", 203, 20 years old. He is a freshman coming out of this year's draft. I thought he was a sophomore because he was 20, but I guess late admittance or something like that happened. I'm not really sure. But he averaged 16 points a game, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and had a 24.5 PER in college. And the reason why I picked Josh Jackson to go over Jason Tatum is because the Celtics have been talking a lot about what prospects they're going to draft. And since they have moved down in the draft, they've been talking a lot about Josh Jackson and how they like him a lot. I think they like him more than Jason Tatum. And if you guys notice, there will be a lot of picks. I'm only doing the first 10 picks, but if you notice, there'll be a lot of picks that you're like, wait, why did he go before him? That player's better. And I did most of these picks for the fit and not really the skill level. So there are some players on this list who were down that I believe if I ranked them by skill level should be higher up. But I'm doing it for the fit, basically, and so that's why. Alright, moving on to the number 4 pick in the draft by the Phoenix Suns. I was about to say 76ers. The Phoenix Suns, I believe, will take Jason Tatum. They still need a nice young wing player to complement Booker. I'm not sure if they're going to trade Bledsoe. He's still a little bit young, entering his prime right now. So I think they should trade Bledsoe for some young assets and talent. And I wouldn't be surprised if they took De'Aaron Fox at this pick. But sources have said that the Suns are very interested in Tatum. He was from Duke. He's 6'8", 204 pounds, 19 years old. Averaged 16.8 points per game, 7 boards, 2 assists, and had a 22.4 PER. And this man was good in college, and I believe that the Suns will take him just because of how much a fit he could be. I mean, really, him and the next pick are interchangeable, because they could take De'Aaron Fox and trade Eric Bledsoe very easily. But, you know, I think Jason Tatum will be a better fit for them just because he's a wing player that complements Devin Booker. They have a bunch of bigs that they're, training right now to become better. And I just believe that he's the right pick at the right spot. Coming in at number 5 for the Sacramento Kings is De'Aaron Fox from the University of Kentucky. He's a point guard coming in at 6'4", 171 pounds, 19 years old. He averaged 16 points a game in college, 4 rebounds, 4.6 assists, and had a 23.1 PER. Now, the one thing that makes De'Aaron Fox very highly touted in this draft is his defense and his quickness. His defense is very good compared to all the other guards in this draft. He has the upper hand when it comes to defense against Lonzo Ball and Markelle Fultz. And he is the fastest player in this draft without debate. I think that he is. There might be other players that are faster than him, but he has been spoken of as the fastest, and that's the thing that gives him the edge. The one problem with Fox is his jump shot. Obviously, he doesn't make very good. He does not very good at three-point shooting, and if he's not good at it in college, he's not going to be better at it in the NBA. Just because three-point line move back doesn't mean you're going to be better in the NBA than you were in college. So we're just going to have to see what happens with De'Aaron Fox. I think he could turn into a John Wall type, develop a jumper, maybe do some kind of damage. But we'll see. Some people are saying he's looking like a bust. I don't think so. I think he'll do good. I like the kid. Smart, intelligent. I think he'll do good. Coming in at the number 6 pick for the Orlando Magic, I believe this is the perfect fit for them. Malik Monk from the University of Kentucky. The Magic's number 1 problem is they need shooting. A lot of shooting. They don't have a lot of shooting right now. The only person on their team that can shoot really is Evan Fournier, which he isn't even producing that great of numbers. And the only other person that can shoot on that team is Mario Hezonja, which he's only averaging 3 points a game. He's not really doing anything. Malik Monk can come in and make a huge difference on the offensive end. And he has a little bit of defense. The concern is his defense mostly for the draft. And that he's an undersized 2 guard coming at 6'4", 197 pounds. He's 19 years old. He averaged 19.8 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and he had a 21.7 PER. But I do believe this is the perfect fit, and I believe this is where Malik Monk will get drafted. Coming in at the number 7 pick, we have Dennis Smith Jr. I know I only put Dennis Smith on there because it wouldn't fit all the way with the junior part, but he's a point guard coming in from North Carolina State, standing at 6'3", 195 pounds, 19 years old. And this is probably one of the most underrated people in the top 10 in my opinion. He's averaging 18 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, 6.2 assists, and has a 23.4 PER. And this guy was very good in college. He was very good defensively and offensively. I think he's one of the most balanced prospects in this draft. If I'm wrong about being him balanced, I haven't watched a lot of footage on him, but I have watched a couple of clips on him, and he seemed very good, well suited for the NBA. So we'll have to see how his career goes. And I think he's going to be a good fit for the Timberwolves. Now, as I said, a lot of these picks can be interchangeable. The next pick coming up for the Knicks, I believe these two are interchangeable. The reason why I think he's a good fit for the Timberwolves is they're still looking for their good point guard. Chris Dunn has shown the ability to do some things, but I don't think he's going to be their top pick. Also, he's been in a lot of trade negotiations this past year, so we'll just see how that plays out. I think they might take a chance on him trying to replace Ricky Rubio for the top 5 pick that they... obviously Ricky Rubio is looking to be more of a bust than a good player, but he is still a solid player and a solid playmaker. But I think Dennis Smith can come in and do some damage at that number 7 spot. Now, coming in at number 8, we have Zach Collins for the New York Knicks. I'm sorry his picture is a little weird. It's harder to find good pictures of the players, or at least good PNG images that are outside of the top 5. So I'm sorry for some weird pictures coming up for the last remaining few picks I have here. But we have Zach Collins, the center from Gonzaga University. And the reason why I believe this is a good pick is because they have been talking about trade talks with with a bunch of different teams about trading Porzingis on the Knicks. But if they don't, I think Zach Collins would be someone very complimentary to Porzingis, because Porzingis will be more of an outside stretch 4, and Zach Collins, while he can shoot the 3 ball, is more of a back-to-back center, more of a inside presence, and I believe that he will do very good and complement Porzingis very well. He averaged 10 points a game, 5.9 rebounds, 0.4 assists, 31.5 PER, and I think the reason why his PER is so high is he averaged around 2 blocks a game in college, which is very good, especially since there's only 12-minute quarters in college. He is standing at 7 feet tall, 230 pounds, and he's only 19 years old. Coming in at the number 9 spot for the Dallas Mavericks, we have power forward Lauri Markkanen, standing at 6'11", 205 pounds, 19 years old. He averaged 15.6 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, 0.9 assists per game, and had a 25.4 PER during college. And this man is basically a carbon copy of Dirk or Porzingis, and I believe he can come into the franchise and kind of start learning from Dirk, have Dirk be his mentor, and when Dirk's on the way out, this guy can really come in and revitalize the franchise and be, you know, the second coming of Dirk. So I believe that the Mavericks will take a chance on him if the Knicks don't draft him and trade Porzingis. So that's where I believe Lauri Markkanen will be drafted. Now, the last pick of this mock draft, we have Jonathan Isaac, a forward from Florida State, standing at 6'11", 205 pounds, 19 years old. And one of the big things about him is his versatility on defense and offense. He plays the 3 and the 4 and can even stretch out to the center position, but I don't think you would like to play him there. He's very versatile on defense and sometimes offense. He has a good inside game, and he averaged around 12 points a game, 7.8 rebounds per game, and assists per game, and he had a 25.1 PER in college. And I think the Kings will want him mostly because he can kind of fill the star power void left by DeMarcus Cousins, and he will be able to complement Buddy Hield's shooting with the defense that he gets the Kings. So I believe this is where the Kings are going to draft him. The Kings will have 2 very good picks in this year's draft, and let's hope they use them wisely. As for this video, thank you guys for watching so much. I hope you enjoyed. I can't wait to watch the draft, and I can't wait for you guys to see how the draft works out. And please leave a like and do subscribe if you like this video, if you want more, and peace.